Welcome to EUProfiles. I'm Hannah Blattner, and with me today I have an Evangel student here to discuss a particular skill she has. Many of us know her for her involvement in the community, LARP groups, and her participation in EU films. Let us give a warm welcome to Holly Black. How are you doing today, Holly?
I am doing great. How are you?
I've been better, but you know what? We're here to discuss you and your involvement with this skill. I know usually you're here for EU films and LARP, but I've actually asked you to join me here today to discuss these art pieces here in front of us.
Yes, I'm super excited.
I was wondering, so when did you start drawing? Like, is it just something that's always been a part of your life, or just at what point did you notice you have a talent for this?
Well, my grandmother is an artist, and she does acrylic works, and so I always grew up surrounded by art, and my mom's a photographer. So when I was really young, my grandmother would babysit me all the time while my mom worked as a nurse. And so during that time, she taught me like 1 and 2 and 3 point perspective, and also how to use acrylics. And so she was so patient with me. It was amazing, because like I would not have been patient with me. And so she taught me how to draw and how to paint, and even when I was getting upset and frustrated that I couldn't get what I saw in my head out on the table, she continued to work with me until I got over that, and now I feel I'm really confident in my art skills. So yeah, from a very young age, I've been involved in art.
Do you have a favorite medium to work with?
Ooh, yes. Okay, so I brought some stuff, and my heart is split because I have 2 mediums that I love. And this is an example of one of them that is a work in progress. And this is a watercolor I did. And I'm trying to branch out and do more colorful works because I love how vibrant they can be. And so that's one. I have another one of my friend that I'm doing, just a bunch of portrait art of my friends. This is one that I did for a class, and this is actually oil pastel. So I prefer watercolor, but oil pastel was a cool break out of that, and I thought it was a great transition between my second medium that I really love, and that is, let me find a fancy piece here. Charcoal. So I love charcoal. This is a pretty big piece. I don't know if the camera can get it, but yeah, so I really, really love charcoal and the fact that it is so malleable. And I am a bit of a perfectionist, so when I start a drawing, it's kind of hard for me because I get really impatient. And I'm like, I want it to look good now, but every drawing has to go through that ugly stage when you're setting up the structure of it. So charcoal's really fun because in that stage, anything can happen, and you can really change and fix errors so easily. Whereas watercolor, it is not forgiving at all. If you make a mistake, you're stuck with it. So that's kind of one of the interesting things about that medium. Although I love how vibrant watercolor can be, I really love how forgiving charcoal is. So those are my 2 favorite.
Well, do you have any mediums that you'd like to get better with, but you admittedly struggle with at the moment? Yes,
definitely. I love pen and ink work. I love how clean it is and the contrast of like the dark ink against a white page. The only problem is it, again, is not very forgiving, very similar to watercolor. And I love how pretty it looks, but it's hard for me because a lot of times I'll make a little mistake and I'm like, oh no, I wanted to scrap the whole drawing, but I gotta, be forgiving with myself. And so I'm trying to learn how to do more contour work. A lot of the charcoal work and the watercolor work, you build up by value. And so pen and ink work, you really have to use lines and contours. So I'm really trying to work on that. And it's a painstaking but very fun process.
Well, Holly, thank you. That's all the time we have for today. Thank you for being here with us. We, of course, hope that you will be joining us again. I'm Hannah Blattner saying so long till next time.